Happy Monday, Knicks fans. I'm still hyped from the win on Saturday, but it's just game one of a long 7-game series. I'm looking forward to game two, and I'm looking forward to our watch party for game two because watch party game one went crazy. Over 35,000 people tuned in. If you weren't there, you maybe missed the greatest YouTube stream of all time. That's at least what my mother told me. So you better be there. Game two will be live an hour before tip-off, so subscribe and turn your notifications on so you get alerted when we go live. You are watching New York Knicks Now by Chat Sports. I'm your host, Marshall Green. In today's video, we're going to look ahead to Game 2. We'll talk everything you need to know about Game 2, how the Knicks can win that game, how the Cavs can win that game, and then we're going to go through some Game 1 overreactions, some of my own, but I also went into the deep, dark world of Knicks Twitter. We'll talk about some overreactions I'm seeing over there, but let's focus on this, and I want everyone to understand this. I love that we're 1-0. But it's just game one. And I maybe just am saying that so I can hear it myself. I need to realize it's game one because I love where the Knicks are right now. They're sitting pretty at potential opportunity to go up 2-0. I thought the Knicks were the better basketball team. I thought both teams technically played bad, but the Knicks were able to win in the mud. They won in the trenches. They won in a rock fight, and I feel like that's what you got to do in the playoffs. And I think Vegas saw that, and Vegas loved that because the New York Knicks, prior to the series, were plus 175 to win the series. Lucky me, I put some cheddar on that, and I'm feeling pretty damn good about it. But they went from plus 175 to minus 165. In my opinion, that's a huge shift after game one. And if you look at the stats on screen, there have been 660 playoff series throughout the NBA history, really. And when you look at the percentage since 1970, the team that takes the 1-0 lead in the series, they win 79.7% of the time. So according to the analytics, the Knicks have an 80% chance to win this series. But really, you go up 2-0. Back to MSG. Game 3, that place is going to be a zoo. It's going to be electric. Game 2, don't just mail it in. Let's go win that ball game. Let's go win this series. I'm still rolling. Actually, I'll tell you my prediction coming up here in a second, but I want to hear yours right now. With the Knicks up 1-0, who wins this series, and in how many games do they get it done? Is it Knicks in 7? Is it Cavs in 7? Is it Cavs in 5? It won't be Cavs in 4 because the Knicks are up 1-0. Let me know who wins this series and in how many games. Comment down below. I really want to say Knicks in 5, but I'm sticking with what I had prior to the series. Knicks in 6. I'm going to continue to roll with that. I think the Knicks could win in 5. I also think the Knicks may take this to 7. But right now, I feel confident in Knicks in 6. If you haven't yet, give me your prediction down below. Let's get to game 1 overreactions. And a lot of people were saying the Knicks are the better basketball team. And honestly, this is not an overreaction. I think the Knicks are a better basketball team. When you look at 1 to 12 on both rosters, I think the Knicks have more better players. I think they are deeper. I think they're better coached. And for that reason, I think they are the better team. But it wasn't a pretty game for either team. Both teams, I think, played maybe their C-plus game. Neither team played great. And I think that was reflected in the stat sheets. Neither team really shot the ball well from beyond the three-point arc. And both of these teams, I think, when they look back, maybe thought that they shot a little bit too many threes. I know that's a style of the Knicks. They want to get a lot of threes up. But I thought the quality of the three-point shot for the Knicks wasn't the best. I thought the Knicks' top guys played really good. When you look at Jalen Brunson and Julius Randle, they played really good. Donovan Mitchell and Darius Garland also played pretty good for their teams. But I don't think either team was happy with how they played. Both teams shooting about 42, 43% from the field. Actually, the Cavs have the edge in that statistical category. The Cavs also shot better from 3. The Knicks did shoot better from the free throw line. What's crazy is the Knicks only got to the line one more time than the Cleveland Cavaliers, and that's a strength of the Knicks style of play. They like to beat the teams up. They're a physical team. They play a violent game of basketball. they get downhill. I'm going to be honest, I thought the refs were leaning in the Cavs' favor a little bit, but I bet if you asked a Cavs fan, they would say the same thing about the Knicks. Well, the Knicks won this game, though, was on the glass, and that's why it was the number one key for me in this series for the Knicks to win. The Knicks, they dominated on the offensive glass, and when you look at the total raw numbers for rebounds, the Knicks, they won that with a plus 13 advantage. But the top three guys for the Knicks is really why you won this game. Jalen Brunson only played in 9 minutes in the first half, picked up 3 early fouls, saw himself in foul trouble, but it was Julius Randle who picked up the slack. Missed 16 days, didn't pick up a basketball for like a week, was nursing a hurt ankle, and he came out when was electric for the Knicks in that first half. Kind of started to struggle a little bit efficiency-wise in the second half, but he had the play of the game. The offensive rebounds. Hats off to Julius Randle. I'm probably the toughest critic of Randle, but I know good ball when I see it. He played his ass off in game one. I was proud of him. What about this guy, though? Josh frickin' Hart. You can't win without Hart. 17 points, 10 rebounds, a step-back 3 to close the game, and the good defense he played on Donovan Mitchell. These are the best 3 players for the Knicks. And the Cavs also got, I would say, solid production from their top guys. One of their guys got sunned by Julius Randle. We'll talk about him. Mitchell was great, though. 38 points, 5 rebounds, 46+% from the field. Garland, he was efficient. I think the Cavs want him to be more effective. Jarrett Allen had a good game, though. 14 points, 14 rebounds, had a couple blocks, obviously gave up a couple of offensive rebounds down the stretch. But I think this was a solid game for the Cavs. You want Garland to be more aggressive, but maybe Allen a little bit more aggressive as well. But those were the top guys. The reason I think the Knicks are the better team is because when you look at their secondary and tertiary players on this team, they were like legitimately bad. Emmanuel Quickley arguably had the worst game of the NBA season. 0 of 5, 0 of 2. He's still looking to make his first field goal of the series. Finished with 3 points thanks to free throws. RJ Barrett on the raw stats did not play well. 2 of 12 is not good. 1 of 5 is not good either. We'll talk about RJ a little bit more here in a second. But when you get 8 combined points from Quentin Grimes and Emmanuel Quickley, and they go 1 of 6 from downtown, you don't think the Knicks are going to win games, but they were able to do so. Also, the Cavs, secondary guys didn't play well either. Karis LeVert was terrible, 1 of 7. Isaac Okoro was unplayable because he was 1 of 6. Mobley had a good game, but he wasn't efficient. I didn't think he was aggressive enough for the Cavs, which I don't really give a damn about. But Julius Randle dominated Evan Mobley with just his sheer strength and size. Mobley still looks like he needs to get into the weight room, and really I think he's a year or 2 away from being that top guy. So I want to ask you guys this question. Who do you think wins games 2? Who wins game 2? Is it the Knicks? Do we go back to MSG up 2-0? Or do we go back to MSG knotted at 1? Let me know. Type NYK for the Knicks or CLE for the Cleveland Cavaliers. Honestly, I don't think this is an overreaction at all either. This maybe, but I believe it's true. This, I believe, is 100% true. The Cavs are way too reliant on Donovan Mitchell on the offensive end. Think about it like this. The guy had 38 points, 8 assists, 5 rebounds, shot 46% from the field on 30 attempts, and 37.5% from downtown. That may be the best game Donovan Mitchell plays in these playoffs. Yes, he carried them in certain stretches. But in the end of the third quarter, Jalen Brunson got hot and took over. Donovan Mitchell did not. Mitchell made some clutch threes in the fourth, but he also had a couple of dry spells. He's got that Westbrook in him a little bit where he just tries to shoot himself at a lot of these funks. But it's the usage that I think is a problem for the Cavs. Because when you go beyond the numbers and you look back at the regular season, the Cleveland Cavaliers are 11-16 this year when Donovan Mitchell shoots 10+ threes in a game. That is not the formula for them to win basketball games. But I think in the playoffs, that's how they're going to have to win games. Because if Donovan Mitchell has a bad game, I don't envision a way the Cleveland Cavaliers can win. And the reason I believe that is because if Mitchell plays bad, who's going to beat the Knicks? You need multiple weapons to win in the playoffs, and that's why I give the edge to the New York Knicks. I know Quickley wasn't great, but he can go get you 25 any single night. I know Grimes wasn't great on the offensive end. He can get you a quick 20 and make 6 threes from downtown. Jalen Brunson can get you 40. Julius Randle can get you 40. RJ Barrett can get you 30. Josh Hart just got to 17 and 10. The Knicks have so many weapons, whereas the Cavs, you got Mitchell and you got Garland. Who else is going to carry that scoring load? It ain't Cedi Osman, and it ain't Dean Wade, and it ain't the rest of the cats on that roster. I believe the Cavs are way too reliant on one scoring player. Overreaction number 3. RJ was bad. That is not an overreaction, but not that bad. Not bad enough to where he should be outside the rotation. I thought he played actually solid in the first half, despite him being god-awful from the field. 7 points, not good. 2 of 12, not good. 1 of 5, awful. 6 assists, though. Led the team in assists. And there was this one play in the first half that I loved from RJ Barrett. He got a steal on one end, pushed the ball in transition, then dropped the pass off to Randle, and Randle stepped in to make an early 3. 6 assists and 4 steals. I can back you a little bit here, RJ, because you did the little things, even though you didn't shoot well. RJ has to hit his shots, though. The Knicks need RJ Barrett to beat the Cleveland Cavaliers. And it's not about points per game with RJ. It's all about efficiency. Just hit the open shots. Get to the cup. Make your layups. Before I talk more good about RJ Barrett, I have to say this. Him not diving on the floor in the first half, there was 2 loose ball opportunities where he could have got on the floor, got the New York fans to start chanting his name, and he just simply pulled a Cam Newton in the Super Bowl and didn't get on the ground. He just watched the ball go by, and it was a steal for the other team. And I believe Mitchell went coast to coast another time, and I believe it ended up in points the second time for the Cleveland Cavaliers. If you're not going to hit your shots, do the little things, which he did, but those 2 plays really pissed me off. I want to go back to what I said a second ago. It's not about production necessarily in points for RJ Barrett. It is about efficiency. The Knicks are 8 and 11 this year when RJ Barrett shoots over 45% from the field. He just has to make his shots. They're like 10 and 10 when he scores more than 25 points, and they have a losing record when he scores more than 30 points this year. So the volume is something I don't give a rat's ass about. It's about efficiency. Take good shots. Make those shots. Play defense. Get on the ground. Get a steal here. Create a lob opportunity for Mitchell Robinson. That's what you need out of RJ Barrett. Did he play bad? Yes. But he did some things to affect the game in a winning way outside of just point production. So I want to close the show with this question right here. What is your confidence level in RJ Barrett? I'm saying he needs to be benched. I'm saying he doesn't play anymore. And I don't believe in that. I want to hear from you. Confidence level in Barrett. 1 being, he should be out of the rotation. He shouldn't play. 10 being, I believe in him. He's going to help us win this series. I'm at about a 6.5. Definitely worried a little bit, but still confident. You sound off. Let me know what you think. It's just game 1. It was the best I felt about the team, really the Knicks, in a long, long time. Can they win this series? Absolutely. Will they? That's to be determined. I think they have the team. I think they have the coach, and I think they have the mindset to do it. Just got to go out and do it. I don't want them to lay down in game 2. You see that sometimes. The road team and the underdog steals game 1, and they kind of just mail it in for game 2. You can send a message right here. You go up 2-0, it's going to be Knicks in 5, and we're going to be getting ready for either the Bucks and the Miami Heat. Remember, we'll be live tomorrow on the channel an hour before tip-off. We'll see you then. If you made it this far in the video, hit that thumbs up icon, and let's go Knicks.